Hello, you lovely lot. I thought this would be a great film to do before we all start getting a little bit of warmth in our skin. And it was from a message that one of you asked me from. I've got quite red skin and I can never get quite the right tone of bronzer because it always looks too red. I'm going to go into that too. But this film is about the best bronzers, and I've got lots of different formulations for pale skin, because obviously bronzers read quite orangey and quite red and quite dirty often on a paler skin. So if you don't want to fake tan, if you've had no sun, but you want a little bit of warmth with your makeup, then these products are going to be great. And they just absolutely look just really all gorgeous on the table here. That kind of like soft nudie finish. Now I haven't put any base on yet. I'm going to do that now because that's not really part of it. I'm going to use the Super Boost. This is 03 and this is the lovely new foundation from, or like a skin tint from Makeup Forever. I want to show you this because it's just got like the cutest packaging. So it's got this like squeezy thing on top here which you sort of just very lightly press down on, and then you just delivers a tiny little bit of base, or as much as you want. I'm going to be using this one just literally around my eyes to kind of even out my skin tone. I thought I'd start very lightly because lots of the bronzers come in different formulations and one of them is a glow. So I'm just going to put a little bit of light base on while I tell you a little update on things that I've been talking about. So I want to talk about the, let me get this right, the liquid peptides advanced MP from Medicate, the serum that I talked about. I've been using this for literally over 2 weeks. It's nearly finished. I've really enjoyed using it. I mean, obviously you're not going to look at my skin and go, wow, yes, she's lime free. It's like she's been laying on an ironing board. You're not, are you? Because it's not how my skin looks. But I do think it looks a little plumper. And what I've really enjoyed about it, which I think is probably more realistic, is that when I've been wearing it, I have found that my skin is kind of less plump and less dry throughout the day, so it looks fresher. So the kind of finish of my skin feels more radiant. So let's see what happens if I continue to keep using it. It's tricky for me because I have to be so I have to really be careful of not mixing too many products and actually use one product enough to see it through, because otherwise you actually don't know what is improving your skin, right? Anyway, many of you were asking me about it, and if you're interested, I do think it's worth the investment. If you have dry skin with lots of fine lines, you might find you get this kind of soft diffuse finish. So that is that little tip. Might just stop there. It's very, very light. I just chucked on a bit of mascara because I felt like I literally had no eyes. But as you know, we like to keep it real on this channel. The next thing is 2 brilliant products from K18. Many of you have been saying that, oh, Caroline, your hair is looking so much more healthy. I think it is. I take collagen every day to try and make it stronger as well. But I've been using a few products, again, from different brands, but there are 2 we'll talk about today from K18. This is the Air Wash. Now this is a dry shampoo. My hair is clean, but it's amazing. The sort of thing I like about K18 is that they're, the formulations and the science behind it is so amazing, even though I really messed up when I used the leave-in conditioner, because I used it too much and I used it with heat and my hair broke off, because that is a protein product, or it helps to build up the strength of your hair, but it also makes it too brittle if you don't read the instructions, Caroline. So read the instructions. I mean, it's pretty basic, isn't it? Anyway, that was a bit annoying, obviously, for me, but it was totally on me and my fault. Come back to K18, really loving the strength of my hair. But this is a liquid. I mean, I can show you now, it doesn't really matter. You shake it, and it's a wet, dry shampoo with no... So I can just leave it there, with no powder or whiteness or dryness. So if, like me, you've got bleached hair and you put dry shampoo on and you just feel like it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and you turn into Princess Anne, then this is great. And then so it's wet and now it's dry. Not that you can see it. I'll do a film when I've got greasy hair next time, you can see it. But if you're looking for a new dry shampoo, this is genius. Really, really enjoyed it. You can see it actually lightening the top of my head. and the hair oil. The hair oil, the hair oil, the hair oil's upstairs. The hair oil is really lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This, and I've got my other one here. This and the ultralight hair oil from Mon Pure. It's just brilliant. I use them, I alternate them, but it's just two products that give a little bit of sheen and gloss to my hair. So if you've got dry hair, and if you want a whole thing, a film about just like how to kind of flatten and nourish sort of dry hair, because my hair does go a bit like a haystack if I don't nourish it, then let me know. Right, back to pale bronzers for pale skin. So I've got an assortment here. I'm going to start with, now, it's not a bronzer, but it is. Okay, this is the Lumi Glow Lotion from L'Oreal. Now, I've got the paler one somewhere, but I've chosen the medium glow because I want to sort of build you up into little steps. I'm going to put them all over my face so we can see the difference. And that's why I've put like minimal base on. This, by the way, is just so lovely for, I'm going backwards and forwards, aren't I? Sorry. The Super Boost is amazing for lovely soft hydration. It doesn't give a huge amount of cover, but it's really, really lovely if you've got dry skin. So if you're part of my camp and you want something nice and sheer, this is a lovely, lovely option. Makeup forever. You can't go wrong. Back to the bronzers. Okay, so the Lumi Glow Lotion. Again, it's like a little squeezy applicator. And so it is going to be a glow. You can see I've been testing all the bronzers out before I started. And so this shade is the medium glow. And I just think it looks, see how it looks like a little pink on my hand? Then when you blur it into the skin, imagine if you've got super pale skin, because mine is a little bit warm, this just goes on so, so nicely. So you would probably, if you I mean, look, that's it. But please, 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 take your number 2 brush and just blend the edges, always, to get that softness. But can you see, remember we're doing it for pale skin and I'm just building them in lightly, but this is the very softest hue. It's like a 2 denier pair of stockings for your skin. But what I love about the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion is that it does last. You do get that sheen, because some of the ones that I obviously never talk about don't, and it drives me mad that you'd buy a product and then about sort of 2 seconds later it fades. But this just leaves the subtlest of warmth on the skin. Obviously it's not going to cover anything, this is a bronzer, and I can build the makeup up as we go. But yes, I just really love how this just gives, just put a little bit more on just to show you that lovely kind of sheerness. It's not too much, but it just gives that lovely, delicate, undetectable warmth. So we're going to start there with that L'Oreal product. Okay, let's keep that on the face. What should we go for next? Okay, we're going to go for Revolution. I really was so happy. This is called Holiday Romance Bronzer Reloaded, and it's like in a baked formula. Okay, you can see where I've been testing it out. You can see where the colours have mixed together that's created this really soft warmth, and you can see the marbling effect. I'm going to put this on with the number 2 brush. No, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going to put it on with a slightly more denser brush because it's very, very soft. So just to get the small amount of product, I'm going to use the 03. You don't need to use a big, big brush because you're doing a small amount, a small area. But look how lovely this is. Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. That's where I want to get that lovely height. Very, very nice. So I've put that on and then take a nice brush, maybe like the number 4, twirl the brush backwards and forwards into the product, go over that and then take it all the way around the exterior into your hairline and under your jaw. I went for the smaller brush on first application because I want it to then just really soften. And look how lovely and soft and glowy that is. And look, I mean, it looks so pale. This is such an amazing product if you want that lovely soft shine, no glitter. So we've got like the baby, very bare skin. I'm just a very natural kind of cool girl. Warmth to the skin with the L'Oreal. And then we've gone in with the powdered Revolution with a bit more sheen, so you can just see the difference, right? There's so many subtleties. The powder would be great maybe if you've got a normal to combination skin, but both work for all skins really. It's just the effect that you want or the style that you like. So there's those two. What I should probably do is just remove these and then we'll go on to the next one so you can get a really good view of what I'm doing. I'm just going to use a little bit of a sailor water. And I'll just take this off, put the base on and come straight back to you. Okay, just blending in the 03 base, evening out the skin so we get a nice true representation of just kind of like a natural hydrated complexion and how the bronzer attaches itself to it. Interestingly, and I would always do like a fine little bit of powder or a bit of mattification with the soft touch of a puff on my face before I used a powder, and I actually didn't because I was chatting away, but it didn't grip. It didn't make the skin look dirty, so that's just another compliment to this product. Okay, so Jones Road has a lovely product called the Bronzer, and it is called Dusty Rose. Oh, you say, that's not a bronzer. Well, it's what Jones Road, Haircare Bobby Brown, says that the palest of skins should be wearing. So we have this one, let's do these two together. And we have a very beautiful bronzer from Vive, Modern Radiance Bronzer, which is in light. So my girlfriend was saying this is a really great one for people with red undertones, and she's totally right. It's Marlon, actually. We were discussing it the other day. It's a really, really lovely product. I'm going to put it on with the flat brush first and then we'll do the Jones Road one. If you are new to bronzers and you don't like too much, this gives such a lovely, oh, look at that. Such a lovely warmth to the skin. And I'm putting it on because it's a cream product, so I'm putting it on with my flat brush. And then obviously I will blend through. And the base I have is super, super light. I know I keep reiterating that, but I think it's really important to see the skin through and how it works. It's so, so nice. Then I'm going to go in with the number 2, again, backwards and forwards, and then just buff it lightly as you would do. Do you want to get it in? And maybe I'll put a little bit in the socket here so you can see that. Super light, super neutral, a nice sort of cool undertone. It's a really lovely bronzer for pale skin. Let's compare this to the Jones Road. So I'm just going to do a little bit. I'm not going to use any powder, but I'm just going to soften. There's nothing on there. Just soften it before I put on the Dusky Rose. Now I'm going to go in with a bigger brush because it's a powder and this is actually quite pigmented even though it's quite light. But I just want to show you how it looks. So I'm just going to do 2 taps. I'm going to tap it off my hand. Again, the same sort of place that you want to put your bronzer. See, you weren't expecting that. Oh, it's so nice. I love an unexpected product. So again, you want to go into your hairline, just sweeping that brush all the way around, making sure you keep the orbital layer of your eye nice and light, whisking it round, softening it into your skin, along the jawline, and just taking the excess just across your nose. Don't scrub, don't twist your face up like that too much, Caroline, because then you'll end up looking like some sort of chimney sweep. Try when you take the blusher over your fine lines and then they just leave nice little white marks. You got that. I know you got that joke, so I didn't need to explain it. How nice, right? How nice. Very soft face shaping. Both beautifully soft and translucent. Very delicate. Lovely, beautiful for a very pale bride. Oh, such a great product. And the Jones Road and the Revolution both blended so well, even though I put it straight onto a damp skin. That just shows how amazing the product is. It's so good. I might just take a smaller brush just to kind of fit. Well, maybe I should do it both sides. I'm really going to look completely different, aren't I? Oh, isn't that nice on the eye? Come on, let's do it on the other eye. It is very, the powder goes everywhere, so be careful with it. It's so delicate, I think. Let's put that there, and let's match me up a little bit just to finish with this one. I've still got some more product to show you, but just for this look. So really with a soft brush, again, this is the number 4. God, I had some mackerel for breakfast, which I love. I absolutely stink. I'm so glad that I'm by myself. You know, you just can't get rid of that oily fish. Oh dear, so lovely. But it's a night in delicacy, or a working from home delicacy, I'll tell you that. Oh, she is so nice. Well, whilst I'm here, I might just put a little bit of the beautiful lip oil. Listen, we can have so many different styles of makeup. It's all about tonalising your makeup. We've talked about this so much. The different colours that you use, put together. And this is just such a great lip oil. Look how much that has perfected my lips, softened the texture in my mouth. Oh, so nice. Merit. Merit. Love, love, love Merit. Okay, so the other one, was that the only one I wanted to show you there? Okay, so the other one for the palest skin, dun, 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 is the NYX. Of course it is. So I was banging on and on and on about this Butter Blush, I think it's called, yeah, Butter Melt, because I just love the packaging. They all come like this, and oh, look at this colour. So let's compare this to the Vive. Now, it is darker, but this might be too pale for you, but I just think it's just absolutely gorgeous for a porcelain skin. This would be your next step up. And maybe if that's too light for you, you want to use that just as a combination together. So you might just dress the whole face with the Vive all over and then just build it up, which we could maybe do right now, actually. So you see that the colour that I've got now, actually, I'm going to rub it off. I'm going to show you 2 more. That was it. I knew there was one more. It's the lovely Merit stick. Let me wash this off and get back to you. Here we go. Right. Fresh moisturised skin. Let's just whack this on. Even out a slight bit of texture and pigmentation, so we have a nice finish to our pale bronzed makeup. I really think this is going to be helpful, because I think if you've got redness to your skin, you don't get that true pale sort of bronzy kind of soft connect to the finish of your makeup. But with anything, whether it's the bronzer or the red lip, and you've got redness in your skin, you just have to sort of neutralise that redness to make everything else work. But using that kind of like soft nude, like the Vive, honestly, that's slightly cooler. It's the coolest one that I've come across. You see the difference? There's a huge difference. It is just lovely. The other one is the Beauty Pie one, but it's a little bit warmer. I can do other bronzers, obviously, but I just wanted to get in there before we all start getting a little bit warmer. Right, this is going to be a nice comparison, because the Clay Merit stick obviously is coming in a really lovely applicator, as this is the packaging here, which I also love. But 2 different effects. This is much more glassy and transparent. So let me just scribble in. Again, really, really warm and moisturising, but can you see, like a shade darker, shade warmer than the Vive. And you can kind of scribble in and do that kind of like Insta 3 on your face. Take a slightly firmer brush and then just blend in with the brush or with your fingers, whatever you prefer. You need to make sure that your skin is nice and hydrated before you put it on, because otherwise it just doesn't really blend that well. Not this particular product, but any cream product. A little bit on your nose. It's great for chucking in a handbag. You don't even really have to use any tools at all. And that just adds the most delicate light, which you can see, a great almost look perfect for the socket. Bringing that in, pushing it right up into my brow, because again that helps to lift my eye. But so soft and flattering, and it just diffuses so beautifully with the skin. Undetectable. Really nice to see this comparison, isn't it? I think it's a really good way of learning and teaching. So that's clay. So this one, the buttermilk, what is it called? It's called Deserve Butter. Butter? I'm going to apply it. It's really, I just love the patterns. It's really, really creamy, but it's quite dense. But look at that gorgeous shade. Again, I'm going to compare to the Vive so you can see that it's darker, but it's got that lovely soft matte. It's not a ready tone. I'll apply it straight to my skin first so that you can see the payoff. Okay, I know you're going to be scared, but you don't need to be scared, because I've told you that this is great for pale skin, because when it blends out, it's wonderful. But I wanted to show you the difference. Let me just put another stripe on, because texture is something that I don't think that people really consider very much. So this is very soft and diluted, a really nice hue that connects really well with the skin, like I just said earlier. And this is going to give you a little bit more definition, but once blended with the brush, it just goes really softly into the skin. And then the pigment just travels a little bit further, but you still get that nice warmth. Bring it into the socket. Just use the brushes to almost like give like a soft massage to your face, just pushing the colour in. The more tones that we can get into our skin, the more natural the makeup looks. It's really like lifted my eye up just by doing that brush. So there we go. I've probably confused you completely now, but these are a collection of gorgeous bronzers that work and connect beautifully with the pale skin, just tightening and sharpening your bone structure, neutralising any redness, and just giving you that lovely touch of spring warmth to your complexion. I hope you love it, and I'll see you next week.